You ever stumble onto a website and it just makes you go, wait, what? Like it's saying two totally opposite things at the same time? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. There's this site called UGLI, and its whole philosophy is, well, it's a trip. Let's try and figure this thing out together. Okay, so the first thing you see when you land on their homepage is this. Bam. On one side, it's practically screaming at you, be selfish. But then your eyes drift over to the other side, and you see this really noble goal, save our environment. I mean, huh? It's a total head scratcher. How do those two ideas even exist on the same page? It's an immediate paradox that just makes you ask, right? How is this even possible? How can a way of life be all about you, and also all about saving the planet? That is the big question, the central mystery we're going to try to unravel. How does this organization, UGLI, even begin to connect those dots? Let's find out. To get to the bottom of this, we've got to start with the name itself. What in the world does UGLI even stand for? Because that's probably our first big clue. And there it is. UGLI actually stands for You Gotta Love It. Kind of playful, right? It's got this almost defiant vibe to it that really sets the tone. So you know right away, this isn't about being physically ugly. It's about unapologetically loving something. Let's figure out what that something is. This quote from their site really gets to the heart of their mission. They say, we help you define your wants and needs, and then we help you get them all of them. But here's the kicker, guilt-free and ugly what? So they're straight up connecting, getting everything you could possibly want with this idea of being completely guilt-free about it. All right, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. But how does that actually work in the real world? What do they, do? Let's check out what they're actually offering people. So, according to their site, it boils down to three main things. First, that whole defining your wants and needs thing we just talked about. Second, they plan these real social networking events. And third, and this one's interesting, they develop efficient, intentional communities. Let's zoom in on those last two for a second. So these events, they're not your typical get-together. Their whole point is to basically run an experiment. They want to create a situation where you can actually test the question, would you really be happy if you got everything you ever wanted? It's like a philosophical thought experiment, but in the form of a social event. Pretty wild. And this is where that save the environment part starts to make a little more sense. Their big projects are about building these most efficient, intentional communities. And the whole goal is to prove that living a sustainable, guilt-free life doesn't mean you have to give up your comforts. They're trying to show that selfishness and sustainability can actually go hand in hand. Okay, so just when you think you're starting to get a handle on it, things take another weird turn. Because if you thought ugly was a provocative name, just wait till you hear what they call these communities. It's something else. Yeah, you are reading that correctly. We offer you ugly life in hell. I mean, wow, you just can't make this stuff up. It's so shocking, it's designed to just stop you in your tracks and make you go, excuse me? That is some marketing you are not going to forget anytime soon. So, naturally, your first reaction is probably the same as mine. Hell? Are they for real? What on earth could they possibly mean by that? It seems to fly in the face of their entire goal of a happy, comfortable life. And here's the big reveal. It turns out hell isn't, well, it's not what you think. It's just the super provocative name they've given to their project of building those most efficient, intentional communities. So when they offer you an ugly life in hell, they're really just offering you life in one of their comfortable, guilt-free communities. The mystery's kind of solved, but man, that branding is still just bonkers. So let's recap. We've got selfishness, we've got environmentalism, and we've got a literal invitation to hell. After all of that, how do they actually ask you to get involved? Let's take a look at their call to action. And after all that crazy, in-your-face language, the final invitation is surprisingly personal and gentle. It's not a hard sell. They just say, if you want to give life a try, send us an email with some of your hopes and dreams. It's a really soft landing after a very, very jarring presentation of their ideas. And that's where it leaves us, a philosophy that tries to fuse radical self-interest with environmental responsibility, all wrapped up in this unforgettable branding. It claims you can have it all without the guilt. So I'll leave you with this thought. Is this strange blend of selfishness and sustainability just a bizarre dead end?
Or could it be a glimpse into a whole new way of thinking about how we live together?